he's been out, right?
Yeah.
He's been in the wilderness, Shannon. He's allowed to come out now.
So.
Honestly, it's like Techie's been gone for far enough that I'm sure people would cheer for it.
People cheer for Techies anyway.
Yeah, didn't they
every
always
time.
That's true. I forgot what kind of world we're living
exactly,
in.
They're all
right?
masochists.
Yeah, somewhere Black is throwing some sort of party right now. Anti-Mage is back in. Gents, it's prediction time. Cap, we'll start with you.
I think Anti-Mage is just a bad hero for the most part.
Okay.
Super situational. Liquid are going to have to prove me wrong here, but I'm going to go for EG.
Okay.
Oh, God, I want to pick Liquid so bad right now.
Just do it. Believe in your heart.
Okay, let's go Liquid, guys.
Okay.
Dark Willow.
Dark Willow.
Dark
all right.
Willow lives
no
matter.
other
Disgusting
No
hero.
other reaction required. It seems that one of our panel members is an anti-mage because he's not convinced that the anti-mage is back. But let's find out as we head into game number 1 with your commentary team for our last quarterfinal of the night.
Thank you very much, Red. Yes, we're ready to go. I'm Toby One here with Pudge, and I really don't think Cap has believed in the anti-mage ever since he changed his hair. Like, if he really believed, he would go back to the anti-mage hair.
Well, he has gotten some new talents. Maybe that'll sway Capek over to the other side. But we'll see how it works out for them. Like you talked about a lot when we were watching the draft, there's not a lot of stuns on EG's side. So if anti-mage can get to this glory area, yeah, it's going to be hard to lock him down.
Yeah.
But can he get there?
It's the situational thing. Like Cap said that exact word. Does this actually work in this game? You have Kura, who's going to be playing the Dark Willow. We saw Lil actually do amazing things with this hero. Now in the hands of an entire team like Team Liquid, I'm interested to see if it can go to another level.
And I kind of feel like what EG is really focusing on is lane domination. Between something like Abaddon, he matches up really well against the semi-weak disables that Liquid has. And it's kind of like different drafts than we've been seeing from a lot of the other teams, which are very focused on burst stuns from range that give them the ability to get follow-up kills. Feels like they're a lot of the times aiming for the laning stage and making sure that they have good late game closeout. So both lineups are kind of weird in that way. They don't really fall along the same lines, and it'll be cool to see how they play out. Team
Liquid get that aggressive Observer Ward down. They don't see anybody with it. The Juggernaut is hiding in the trees to the east, while Crit's already done his little bit of a wander down. No Observer Wards left behind by him. In fact, he's not even holding on to one. He was just coming for a look.
He's just watching for the ultimate smoke. I mean, if somebody gets Galed, they're pretty much dead in the early game if it's not Abaddon to be able to remove it. So just a nice excursion here for Liquid to try to get a kill, and RTZ's buying himself some time. Does get spotted out, and this is going to give Liquid the ability to possibly give the lane matchups that they want.
GH can easily contest this rune even just by himself, but with Miracle and Kuro behind him, life is easier.
He's not too worried either way. He can always spin, and at max there'd be a couple stuns that don't last super long, so they'll be just fine.
ET Spirit, yeah, you're not going to get much more out of this one, Crit. But Bounty Hunter is going to take both of the top bounty runes, so Evil Geniuses will get 3 out of the 4.
So they'll be pretty happy with that, considering how passively they're playing right before the lanes push out. But the lanes are not going to be that weird. I guess Veno mid versus a Pugna should be a pretty much trade war. And then it's going to be Dragonite offlane by himself to start the game. That's going to be pretty tough.
Yeah, that's... I suppose at least when it comes to the harassment that comes out of Misery, it's not going to be as terrible. And if things get rough, you can always just level the Dragon Blood first.
But it'll only give him so much space. I think it's a better matchup. Abaddon versus a Veno wouldn't have been that bad.
I love the way Sumail starts this lane too. So he levels up the Curse of Advantage. He doesn't worry about the shield. Just harass Mind Control completely out of the lane.
And it gives benefit to the Bounty Hunter while he chases. So he only has to hit one time, and then Bounty gets all these trade advantages while he chases. Really cool dual lane.
The mid lane's also going to be a little bit of fun. Metaboman versus Fear. Decrepify isn't really that saving for Pugna. Not when he goes up against a Venomancer. And I'm interested in like the build that also comes out of Metaboman.
They're going on bottom.
Yep. Do they actually have an opening? It's Crit, but it's also
He could get a kill here.
That's a lot of life on him. There is no more extra damage from Kuro. In fact, it's GH who's in real trouble, and Crit's got the movement speed.
Huge
Evil
place.
Geniuses spilling first blood using the power of that ET.
So this is the cool thing that EG did here. Liquid had to commit 3 heroes because they want to protect the Anti-Mage, but that just means more damage for Elder Titan. And right before his first Spirit ran out, he recasted it, which allows him to keep the same damage that he'd accrued before. And he dodged the Rolling Boulder and the Disable, so he was able to chase GH down. Really nice kill for Crit, and a huge win for EG considering this they only have a dual lane here.
Yep. And they definitely want to try and keep this lane pressured. Like, keep the supports down low. make sure there isn't any kind of roaming support. But you know, GH is going to want to do it. Rolling boulder forward, goes right on top of Fear. Matubberman, that was a level 1 Gale with a level 1 Poison Sting, so Fear can tank through it. And the fact that Misery already started his rotation, they dropped GH down very, very low. He'll get the Dust Trigger onto Misery, but GH does not want to chase this any further.
That's pretty tough for him. He just got back, and now he's out of HP again. Better than dying either way. And Sumail's just going to be doing some creep skipping here since he doesn't have any worry about dying to the Dragon Knight in this lane. So just kind of looks like a decent lane for EG either way. And now he's just tanking all the creeps while the creeps deal damage to the tower.
We have seen Sumail be an absolute boss on this hero already in this tournament. That was the late game against the PL, which can never be forgotten. GH, you may want to keep an eye on him in that mid lane. But Tubman, here goes your Gale once more. GH with the Invis Rune is preparing, and he's set up, ready to go for the kick. Fear, low for now, and actually you don't actually have level 2 on GH.
Oh.
Fear just nether blasts him, and GH bit off more than he could chew.
He was not scared for a second. Fear knew instantly that that's a level 1 on Earth Spirit, and he's not going to be able to get the kill on me. And it seemed like Matubman didn't necessarily back him up fully. Might have been cooldown limited or something.
Courier snipe. Misery, he's going to claim that one. They left it for the Observer Ward's rolling boulder in by GH underneath the tower. Fear had a little bit of extra life and back into the trees. Misery's rotation in. Should be able to get a revenge kill onto GH. He'll aggro the mid lane up the hill. The creep wave's going to stay with him. The creep wave will turn around. One more attack from Misery. It's not going to be the icing on the cake. Fairy Fire and GH rolling boulders away. Meanwhile on bottom, the Bramble Maze out from Kuro. Trying to make life difficult for Crit, who was chasing down Miracle. And Miracle, he's preparing himself for a hard road, trying to get that Ring of Health to begin with.
I mean, the road looks hard on every road here for Liquid because EG's got consistently more last hits in all of their lanes. They're up 3k gold advantage at 3 minutes 40 seconds. That's insane. That means they're just completely stomping right now, and Liquid's going to have to turn this into some kills somewhere to make this work out, but I think it's going to be a little hard. Earth Spirit is a little under level, just now hitting 2. They've got a Dark Willow who doesn't really get super strong until later in the game, maybe like level 6. So I think Liquid's in a bad spot right now. They've got to get some lane victories here, and they've been trying on Pugna. It just hasn't worked.
You need those critical items as well to come in for the Dark Willow especially. We were talking about her during the group stages, needing the boots, needing a Yule Scepter, having these items, but you also have to get Miracle into the Battle Fury. Until he has that, he can't start playing catch-up, and a lot of the Juggernauts we've been watching have also gone for a very similar build by having this early Battle Fury, ensuring they remain #1.
And on the same side, he's still getting more last hits than Miracle, even doing super sick body blocks there to prevent Miracle from getting last hits. Like, he's got less last hits than a Dragon Knight does right now. So Miracle's in a pretty terrible position.
Oh, Crit, Spirit's coming down. It's harassing on bottom. Arteezy has spin available, but he's not going to have a crack. Not while Miracle burns off his mana, keeping him down low, so they require the one charges to do anything as, okay, Crit, he's got plus 168 damage on that ET. He put it into the stack on the side, so Crit is using this stack just to buff himself up, because he's getting both heroes and the stack.
It's going to be so much damage. GH TPing. And Fear ends up getting the kill in the mid lane.
Yep.
With help from Misery, who's just going to teleport. He's got the Boulder Smash.
Oh, okay, there's your kick. Revenge for GH.
Still very good for EG as a whole. Getting a kill trade there is not bad.
Yep.
Bounty Hunter picks up 3 as well, so he's leveling in a good place.
The small advantage is the fact that GH, who was meant to be their critical roaming hero, the one to get the kills, is now building up in levels. Downside is that Observe what he just placed was perfectly scouted out by evil geniuses. Looks like Crit's ready to fight once more. Running in, here comes that initial Spirit, goes over Kuro, and Kuro knows it, vanishes in himself. That's 102 plus damage on Crit. Miracle does not want to get hit by this, neither does Kuro. Way too much damage, and they will start to move away.
I mean, if they would have blocked this camp, it would have been completely different, but I don't think they're expecting to get outlaned in a 2v1 or a 2v3 situation. But because Crit just owned the early game, now every time that they come forward, he has to use Blink to escape the creep wave before he even takes damage. It's such a bad place for Miracle to be. 12 last hits on him. This is an anti-mage.
They're looking to go for Crit now. The Bramble Maze is down, but that Spirit's going to walk straight back over the top of the creeps and back into himself. So the mover speed moves from 341 to 402. The damage! 14 HP, and he gets a regeneration rune. Crit's going to turn around. He's got Spirit and Stomp available. Misery is keeping them entertained, and there's that movement speed once more. But underneath the Shrine, Team Liquid have the advantage, so EG will back off.
What a lucky player, man. That is one of the best regens I've seen in a while. Takes a while to hit full health, but that's a trip back to base and a possible kill if they can find an opportunity here.
Oh,
Miracle's out of
Misery,
HP.
they dust him. They found the opening. They need a little bit more damage. Kuro has the 2 points up in the Shadow Realms, and they have the damage available to kick, even keeping Crit away. But now GH, Crit's got plus 138, 450 movement speed. The Bramble Mace starts controlling Crit. Spirit looking for the perfect connection. It won't happen. It does clip GH, but it's still not enough damage. No more support rotating over, so Crit's high movement speed, trying to get him out. But GH, the rolling boulder kick, never gave a chance for Crit to throw the phone book at him.
Just a huge save by Kuro there to land the Bramble Maze on a moving target and completely ends up with that kill opportunity. EG's still trying to make stuff happen, but either way, even if they lose some of these support trades, they're still winning the core matchups right now.
Yep.
The second highest last hits on Liquid side is Veno with 28, and 2 heroes on EG are in the 40s, almost approaching the 50s.
With 18, like the lowest CS on the core heroes is Miracle at 18 CS. His net worth is actually below that of the ES. This is a sad situation if you're Liquid. It's probably going to be a sadder situation if this dog senses didn't tingle. Twitching in the trees, waiting. Last time they did this, they actually did it to TP out and just give some observer wards over, but then you still got the snipe out from the bounty.
And every time Miracle comes forward for a last hit, Arteezy's right-clicking him, or Elder Titan is there as well to trade hits.
Bottom
he doesn't
lane.
even have boots yet.
Miracle, Crit, okay.
Oh my god.
Someone has to clean this stack up. They actually have to get rid of this stack in order to
Who's gonna
get
handle
him
that,
out.
Toby?
Mid lane, Matubberman trying to actually get out. He's getting drained out by Fears. Got enough life. I don't know who's gonna do it. Like Venomancer, well, he doesn't have any. Yeah.
There's not a lot of options. Like Dragon Knight with Breathe Fire 8 times or something like that is maybe one of the options, but they just simply can't deal with it.
Get him a second level Dragon form, that'll do it. All right, now Mind Control and Samael are just battling against each other. You got 6 one-shots from Mind Control and a large amount of regeneration, so he triggers a Baden's borrowed time.
Such perfect timing on the stun. As soon as he gets his ultimate pops, he throws the stun. If he did that any earlier, Sumail would just use the ultimate and chase down.
Here's the advantage. So you just have Crit. You just lose your tier 1 tower. That way Crit's got so far to go to make this stack work. He's 162 bonus damage on this ET. Eventually this will turn into a stomp and spin and huge amounts of money in for RTT. GH rolling boulder kick onto the partner. You don't have that Gale available anymore, but maybe the Poison Sting should be enough. Fear, no, he's starting to drain out the life of GH. Staying alive, giving the Nether Blast and working with Misery to force Matubberman back underneath this tier 1 tower.
Oh, Fear's dead. Poison Sting does way too much damage. Level 4 on that 2-4-1. Weird skill build from Matumbo, but it works. That gets both kills.
He actually took Fear as well as Misery. A happy day if you're Matumbo, but he can now buy that hood and potentially protect himself a bit more.
It's really smart abuse of his skills. I mean, it does 450 damage with 1 Poison Sting, and a lot of players and heroes don't have that much regen in the early game. We talk about it heavily in the mid game and the late game, but early on, this is a nuke, just with an attack.
GH is waiting to go into bottom lane. They've got extra support coming in, but it's Kuro walking over the top of a dire Observer Ward. So Evil Genius is fully aware of what Team Liquid is up to, seeing both of the supports.
Nice.
Healing Ward does get sniped out.
Really cool usage of Shadow Realm there with the extra attack range bonus. Easy way to snipe the healing wards.
Very smart TP out from Mind Control. Fear's rotation to the top will not net them a kill, but it will net them a tier 1 tower. Unlikely anyone from Team Liquid is capable of defending this.
The toughest thing for Liquid right now is still about anti-mage. Like, Arteezy has actually just been sitting in his lane this whole game. It's been 10 minutes and he hasn't left.
Yep.
Just here, he doesn't want to gank. He just wants to make sure that if Miracle tries to get any last hits, he's going to prevent that. Or at least trade his health out for it.
I'm loving watching this little battle with, oh no, they scanned. So GH thought that maybe Misery was still hanging around, but he was moving over towards the Radiant Ancients to throw down an Observer Ward. Because Matubberman's level 4 Poison Sting is way too much for the Bounty Hunter to deal with. So he just attacked him once, threw down a ward, and the advantage was just...
I mean, on the bright side, Liquid's finally turning out a tower here with Dragon Knight popping ult, but EG got the top tower as well. They might get the deny.
Stun onto a Batten, borrowed time, very early triggered, Crit. Waiting for a good time to fight, putting his Spirit down. Liquid will not want to engage.
Not all bad, and Miracle's going to TP the off lane, finally not in the same lane as Juggernaut.
They're giving space to Kuro on the bottom. This is probably the critical thing out of this maneuver.
That definitely helps. I mean, this is not a terrible time on level 6 considering how the safe lane went. And now Liquid's just looking for more if they can find it. They grab Pugna.
Yep, rolling boulder forward. The kick well off target from GH. The Gale will connect into the Pugna. Mind control looking to help out. A little bit of extra damage. That's actually a double dot onto Fear. They'll try and break him free. The Poison Sting is still ticking it down, but Fear is alive. He turns to give extra help. But the DK able to help bring down Sumail. Matubberman, the man, awarded with the kill.
Very selfless play for Sumail. He kept Fear alive with the shield on him, and it ends up being his death since he used his ult recently. And there's the Terrorize.
Needs the distance from Arteezy. Mind controls come over. Breathe Fire is on cooldown. Here comes Matubberman. Micro that ward. Kills off the healing ward with the Breathe Fire as well. Matubberman, they keep the chase going. The Plague Ward focus on Arteezy. There's your spin TP. Have they got enough damage? Arteezy moving back. 15, not enough life to complete the escape.
Huge series of kills there. Great snipe there, and finally chasing him down, doing just enough right-click damage. Arteezy did everything he could, but they were just on top of him. And finally, I think EG's going to be forced to play a little bit more passive in their lanes. They can't necessarily be so up in front on top of their opponents, but I don't think they should be too worried because the Juggernaut has almost 2 times the net worth of the anti-mage. He's going to get a Battle Fury like the same time, if not earlier.
Yeah, Miracle at least is playing some good catch-up. But it's that bottom lane, mind control. This is huge if they can actually claim all of this. This is so much money and experience for Team Liquid. They had the Observe Ward watching it, so they knew EG was never going to snipe this out. But the man who is nearby is Fear, but he's so far out in the trees, getting no advantage from this at all.
I don't even know if this is technically good for Liquid. Obviously, lots of golden experience, but if EG can outmaneuver right now and set up some kind of a tower kill, it could be way better. But maybe in this move, they expect Liquid to be smoke ganking somewhere, and hence EG plays passive instead.
They got not only the stack, but they're going to find a kill on bottom lane, and it's a big one. It's Arteezy.
Works out great for him.
And then turn it into tower attack damage. This dragon form's lasting for a while. Misery does snipe the Radiant Courier, but
yeah, Liquid definitely getting back in the game. The Courier snipe will do something, but in that period, EG didn't really accomplish much. They were kind of moving around. I think they're worried about Pugna getting caught because something like a Gale is pretty simple. Fear has to TP or he needs backup, and he can't have those players sit behind him the whole time. So now it's this period where EG's cores are maybe a little less survivable in terms of, at least Pugna is, in terms of what they can do. But on the bright side, Abaddon and Jug, for the most part, are safe. But not when there's 4 heroes like that.
Yeah.
And they can silence you from range as they roll in. So
it gave a lot of space as well for Miracle to bounce around the lanes. You did mention that Evil Geniuses would look to force down the lanes too while they're there. Bramble Maze a little bit off target with the Sentry Ward, Misery being a real nuisance. They're pinging the trees out, and another dust goes astray. Misery's a real thorn in their side.
Yeah. Didn't even have mana for Invis, wasted dust, right? But they are preventing him from scouting their opponents. I love the wards that he's been placing too. So much pressure around the mid lane and should give them an opportunity for an opening. But it's one of the downsides to EG's lineup. When you don't have stuns, it's usually harder to get these kinds of ganks off. So you have to know where everyone is.
It'll help if Liquid wants to stand their ground and fight. The Plague Ward attacks Misery. They know he's behind, but they jump in forward the Bramble. Whereas the Control actually terrorized Fear as well as Sumail all the way back. But Arteezy in through the rear, right on top of the Tier 1 tower. And they isolate him out. Mind control needs more distance, needs to keep the run. He's back underneath the Tier 1 tower to relative safety. Arteezy trapped in the trees. The Plague Ward, it's actually locked him in. He can't get back out again. They'll finally get rid of that healing ward. The kick, it flies straight through. It's not enough damage. The Juggernaut protected from the Shadow Realm damage. Everyone's so low. And Mind Control, a quick blink forward. He'll find one. They look for the second. It is going to be Fear Mind Control with a double kill. Sumail still battling in the mid-river. Arteezy is licking his wounds, running away with the Poison Nova on him.
And so much pressure from EG, and ultimately they get what they wanted with the Tier 1, but a really bad situation for them. Losing 2 heroes, and this whole time, Anti-Mage was off doing whatever he wants. That's the worst case scenario when you're playing against this guy, because he's just going to let him catch up. He's still not there yet, but he is on his way. But either way, the tower's dead. That's more places that Bounty Hunter can move through and scout things out.
Oh, this time the dust will connect. Misery. Bramble is perfectly controlling the choke point. And Miracle, a lot of patience, a lot of farming on the side lanes, now claims his first kill of the game 15, 16 minutes in.
So much patience around that mid-fight as well. Basically, they just pressure Pugna when it's time. The Terrorize follow-up was perfect to delay Sumail's ability to save Pugna, and then they split up and pressured the other heroes, really forcing EG into this awkward fight that they weren't quite able to be coordinated for.
You can imagine it's also very difficult for EG to fully understand how these team fights are going to play out. We've been guessing the entire time, how does the effect of Dark Willow work with every single team, with every single matchup? We don't have enough data, we don't have enough experience for this.
It's been working so far. He hasn't gotten a Cursed Crown just because it's so difficult to use it against a hero like Abaddon, but the other two abilities have done some good work so far. Bounty Hunter is 7 though, so if EG can start turning out some kills right now, it'd be really good because they could accelerate with track, but he seems to be spotted constantly and Liquid's kind of in this group up and push mode now. There's even a Blink Dagger on Dragon Knight that gives such a big advantage in these teamfight beginnings. Because if they can just jump on Pugna and kill him at the start of the fight, that's a huge amount of EG's damage.
It also seems, too, that Team Liquid are trying to be very forceful, pushing towards the towers, multiple heroes. Any mage can keep that pressure up. Obviously, Mind Control's going to attack it a couple of times. Now it's a full TP back. Matubberman down bottom with Kuro. Miracle goes into the mid. There's too much experience to pass up. Arteezy will get hit by the Gale. He'll just spin himself away. Poison Sting going to do some work, but so does Fear to Crepify. Nether Blast into the trees with the Stomp. Matubman needs some distance. The Nova comes out, doesn't connect with any of the heroes. It's the ET Spirit chasing GH and Matubman through the trees. Samael chasing in a little bit deeper than that. Kuro trying to get the Bramble Maze down, able to do so. They pop the shield already, now borrowed time. Mind Control holds him in position with the Dragon Tail stun, but EG, they need to make more space. But the silence, it hits on 3. The Terrorize ensures that EG will also back out. I was waiting for Crit's ulti, then realizing he's actually got no mana for it.
Yeah, this is a fast phase boots build. A little bit more expensive than Tranquils. His Fallout mana regen isn't quite there. And ultimately not terrible for EG, but this is a lot of movement and nothing really to say for it.
It's Miracle space. Like he brought down half of the life of the tier 2 tower on top, creep skipping galore, working towards the Manta style. Just the next wave of items starting to arrive. This Juggernaut, ever since he picked up the Battle Fury, has been primarily focusing on the bottom lane push and fighting. Which
is all good, and he's still ahead in terms of farm, but Anti-Mage will be able to get from camp to camp faster with the Battle Fury.
Yeah.
And therefore it should be better in the long run.
Cheeky from Fear. Decrepify is Miracle, so he can't get the last hits on the Satyrs.
Yeah, everything adds up, right? More experience for him. I mean, the faster that Pugna gets to a BKB, the better. Because once he grabs that, he doesn't have to worry about getting Galed, he doesn't have to worry about getting Earth Spirit Silence, he can just try to pick his targets and get kills.
Yep.
I kind of wish he went Veil first, though, myself, just because it really amplifies the damage that Pugna can do. Obviously, the extra cast range is amazing also, but maybe Veil would have been better. Yeah, for Pugna. I'm kind of a fan of like when you have Veil on Pugna, the damage you deal is completely different compared to just having a little bit more range.
You got both Veil as well.
Yeah,
as
no.
Aether
Order-wise, I think it's actually sort of crucial, but positioning-wise in fights, Aether Lens big advantage, and that's what he went for.
Yep.
But he still felt kind of vulnerable to me. I feel like his damage has been mediocre, so I brought it up. Sumail is still going Radiance. Same thing he did last time. He blinks or uses Drum to try to chase down Miracle, but he's going to do some damage here, but extremely unlikely kill. He knows that, but he's just trying to prevent Miracle from being safe, feeling safe about farm.
He chased a long way, give Mind Control a chance to jump back in again with a blink. Stun, GH, here comes your kick. Samael's CP will not be able to complete, but the Bramble Maze down to Samael. He'll find a path to freedom, but the Centaur coming out to stop him through 3 heroes gathered up. So the borrowed time, it'll burn, and Liquid, they were just waiting for this. Miracle's ready with the Mana Void, and he can get this kill secure, and he will in fact do that.
The best revenge ever. Miracle farms in the meantime, and right when he's ready to pop, he shows up for the kill. And a little bit more acceleration. Now he's creeping up on the top network spot, still at number 3 on the Anti-Mage, but Arteezy's doing his best to keep the farm up for himself as well.
This will keep changing too when Team Liquid add more pressure into the lanes. So you take that fight, the Dragon Form is there, Mind Control's just going to easily blink away from the delay stomp. But Arteezy, with his spin, committing to try and bring down that bottom tower, the TP out. It will be successful, but Fear is here with Mind Control, wants to go for some kind of drain, but it won't work. Not when Mind Control was there for the Dragon Tail stun. And Kuro will ensure the last hit.
And they didn't even get the tower. It gets denied in the end. So, I mean, EG's getting some of this tower pressure, and yes, it's going to create some openings for Bounty Hunter, but there's not a lot of heroes on EG's side that super benefit from this. So I feel like they're going to be a little unhappy. Didn't see that one coming. Just hit high ground.
He needed higher vision.
He will be able to break this clarity at least. Not terrible. Little vision on him. Might hurt him in the long run here.
It's at least letting him know that Crit will be fine on top lane to get a little bit more farm. He's going to go for a Yule Scepter for himself.
It's a pretty good choice. Help to keep himself alive if needed, or interrupt TPs, things like that.
So it looks like EG are just slowing down the pace of the game for the moment. It's 14-4 in favor of Liquid. They've got a large amount of kills. Even though with that 10-kill difference, the gold advantage is still the way of EG. The experience graph, however, is a little bit more in favor of Team Liquid, moving up by 4K.
Most likely just because they have so many more kills. You can always keep the farm up if you have 3 cores that are kind of hard to kill and you put them each in one lane, let them go do what they
jump
need.
in, bottom lane. They're going to go onto Sumail. Support is there. The Brahma mates once more going down. And Abaddon, with borrowed time, all they're trying to do is just trigger this, but it won't work.
Great play by Fear as well. He's using Decrepify to prevent the attack that comes from Dark Willow, and that stops the magic damage from even connecting in the first place. So little plays like that can make a difference. Oh, Misery, he knows.
Got it. Got it.
Very ready for that one, and that's part of the reason that EG does have a gold advantage somehow. Instant blow up on Arteezy on the bot lane. They were waiting for him here.
Yeah, Arteezy thought he could come back for half a second. Hey, you killed a courier while I clapped for you.
Looks like they used Terrorize to set that up as well. It's a good way. Despite being a 5, the range on this ability is disgusting, and it is able to silence him, which gives him a guaranteed blink stun.
Evil Genius is now moving their forces towards the north. Miracle is the man who's farming up here. If he blinks to the east, they'll have a chance to kill him off.
It's so hard for them to actually chase him. I mean, they had the Yules on Elder Titan, but...
Oh, he'll blink up to the wave instead. TP is off cooldown in 2 seconds time. Crit's going to get the perfect stomp. Miracle, can he survive long enough? The ET split up. Damn, that stun lasts forever. And he almost got the blink away.
That was so much magic damage, and it still didn't look like a lot. That's anti-mage, man.
Yeah.
That was crazy. Veil and Elder Titan and Decrepify almost lives. But they made it work. That kill is so crucial, especially because if they can do that maybe one other time, that just fuels them to be able to buy the items that actually help them kill anti-mage. Whereas right now they have these small, narrow windows with just raw damage.
That was nice to see that Yule Scepter set up too, so they're those critical items you're talking about. But while it all happened, Liquid did take the tier 2 tower in the bottom lane, so more map control is being established. Obviously a dangerous thing when you have an anti-mage on the field looking to bounce around and just farm all sides of the map.
He's really close to Juggernaut's net worth now.
Yep.
The kills on Arteezy have been great. 0-3 and 0 for Jug, but he's still top net worth due to good play. But he's going to need at least maybe something like a Lincoln's later to lower his chances of dying. But
I'm wondering how long before either side will start to prioritize Roshan. Getting that Aegis the Immortal normally is used to secure all the outside tier 2 towers.
well, both teams are close to ready. There's only a medallion on the Dire side, so I don't think we'll see Liquid do it anytime soon, but it kind of feels like it's easier for them to group and push and possibly even gank, so it's kind of a weird position to be in for EG here. Put their cores in a lane, shove it down, let the Bounty Hunter create chaos, snipe couriers, stuff like that. Keeps Liquid busy, and then hopefully they can hit a better timing later with Radiance on Abaddon.
Well, that's nice, Rune. If Juggernaut can find himself a kill. I think now he's back to farming. I was thinking with like a smoke gank, you have one of them on the Bounty Hunter, they could have taken the Juggernaut with them. Just try and catch out Miracle. Then again, they don't have enough stuns, do they?
There's almost no way. He'd have to blink to a neutral camp, and then they Omni Slash him there. It's like the only way it'd work.
They have Team Liquid stun up. The smoke actually breaks, and that allows them to stun the Bounty Hunter and kill him off.
Completely worth it, though. I mean, if that's a Bounty Hunter dying for a mere 30 seconds and your cores are still hitting creeps, that's what you want to happen. They'll try to kill Mind Control here. It's going to be close. They've got to nuke him from range.
And
okay,
he's got
got
17 one charges as well, too, plus the 4 points up in Dragon Blood. Even if Mind Control dies now, he bought the BKB before it completed, so the ET splitter is out. Mind Control, now the one charger starts his TP, but that will not complete.
It's very crucial that they nuke him before they get to the creep wave, because he could have used Blink to dodge it and get out. So barely catch him in time, and a nice gank for EG. They're making it work without stuns. It's basically just Yules into Echo Stomp or Spirit into Echo Stomp and then drop the ulti.
Team Liquid is still ready to fight. Like, they got double smokes on Kuro. So even though they had that first smoke broken, they've been storing them up for a while, waiting until the right time to gank.
It's a good move. Could give him a tactical advantage late game. Now, Dragon Knight does finish his BKB, though, so that's not going to work in the future. It'll just be BKB TP next time.
They found Miracle. Yule Scepter. They got the vision on him, and just before the blink comes off, he's still got Mana Style, and Miracle pops it, dodges it, and burns all the mana off Misery. And the Tubberman was coming in to help out too. These illusions causing real problems. As EG, they can't even kill him.
Very good dodge, and that's the most disgusting part. That item shouldn't reliably be able to do that, but Miracle does it every time. Keeps himself alive against the few disables that EG actually has.
Well, now the DK is up. They may think about slipping into Roshan. Yeah, Matamaman's going to begin it. It's up to Evil Geniuses if they can stop it. They have one of the greatest counters in the form of ET Spirit Stomp.
This guy is actually so farmed out of Venom right now. It's kind of been slipping under the radar, but he's 5-1-8 at the moment. He's had a really good game. He's been farming like crazy. He's got so many defensive items between Pipe and Veil and Yules. Even focusing him is going to be hard for EG, and they're going to get a really easy one.
They got to move real fast. Like, Roshan is up. They just scanned. It's the Radiant trying to work out if EG's moving over. They won't arrive in time. They just picked up the Radiant as well, so Sumail was ready to fight, but EG, they took about 15 seconds to gather around the bottom Ancients, and then it was too late.
I think it was a situation of they didn't really feel like they could contest. I mean, at this point, Bounty Hunter is kind of worthless in a team fight. He's got Track and Shuriken and Toss. And yes, they have a Abaddon Radiance, but if you have to fight around Plague Wards, you're constantly getting hit and slowed by those.
Yep.
And a lot of their other heroes have some issues engaging team fights as well. Even Jug is not ready yet. If he gets chain stunned, it could be really dangerous for him. Or silenced as he initiates. There's a lot of dangers from Liquid right now.
It's quite a long slow as well, because you got the +6 talent for Poison Sting slow coming in from a Topperman. Screw the cast range. He wants that extra lower movement speed on EG.
He's all about utility right now. One Gale cooldown reduction as well, so he can Gale every 10 seconds. It's constantly going to slow his opponents. And EG's somehow going to have to burst people with a Pugna. Like at this stage of the game, I don't even feel like Pugna's that effective in team fights. It's going to be hard for Fear to have impact, I think. But he is good at pushing towers. He's good at split pushing lanes if nobody's around. He's almost got his own BKB, so I think EG's almost ready to fight.
That split pushing actually forced Miracle to TP back, and this is why EG, they're TPing aggressively. Sumail out to the Shrine, Arteezy as well. All Liquid want to do is bail out this one. I don't think Matubman's going to be so lucky, however. Still on the run, having no TP available. The Terrorize tries to create some space, or at least he can turn for the ulti and the Gale. It's a lot of tick damage. Crit's the man who's actually hurting from this. Everyone else appears to be out safely, and okay, no longer hurting. Fear, the medic is available.
He's fine. He had Dual Scepter. He just didn't want to use it. So ultimately a big kill. Track gold as well. That was at the time about the top net worth on Liquid side. So definitely a good pick. That's going to give him a little bit of time to move around. And this is one of the negatives of having Aegis on a hero like Anti-Mage. It's because at this point he's still, like, he can fight and he can gank and stuff, but he's not really good at 5v5s.
No. He will be later on. GH will die up on the top lane. The reason why Miracle's going to be so good is, like, look at his cash. Look at the next item he's got. He's #1 in the net worth, and he's about to finish up a full Abyssal Blade. Like, he's just short the Ring of Health now.
And that's going to be a real big danger for the way EG's been playing, which is take a hero, push down a lane by yourself, and if he knows you're there and he prepares for it and he outsmarts you, he's going to be there and he's going to solo kill Pugno with an Abyssal. It's a huge danger. I don't think Arteezy's maybe super worried, but he has to be a little concerned. Abaddon's maybe the only one that can safely get away. So now EG's going to have to change their playstyle a little bit or have vision to prepare to see where Miracle's going to be looking for these split pushes and ganks of his own.
And that's why Misery is on the run. Trying to check out absolutely everywhere for him. And then you'll see him now. Miracle shows himself next to Mind Control in mid.
And he goes for the blink cooldown talent. So a 3.5 second blink, which means that even less danger for him to be caught by the enemy team with few stunts.
Yeah.
They could transition to some Orchids and things like that. Would be one solution, but I don't see anybody getting one anytime soon on EG. So
EG need to find some kind of answer. They have a lineup, as you said, without all these stuns. So do you just run down the lane? Do you force a fight? So far since Fear picked up that 10-second BKB, like, there hasn't really been a good opportunity appear for him.
Scythe of Vises are really useful. Pugna's got one queued up. That way you can just hex him, but either way, he's going to be transitioning his next item really rapidly. He's queuing up an AC next. That's one benefit with the Elder Titan. He's not going to have as much armor as normal, so he's forced to go a different item he doesn't buy.
Miracle's going to kill mid. Mind Control's going to come in. The ET Stomp's available. Will catch both Miracle and Mind Control. GH and Kuro under the cover of smoke behind. It will now break as it timed out. Venomman's adding pressure towards the top. Fear is going to reach the bottom tier 3 tower. So EG have a split push going, but Miracle, he wants to fight this. He still has the Aegis Immortal. Fear is still not TPing back. He wants to keep the damage going, keep that momentum up. Mind Control's attacked through the top. Fear still...
He can't TP for 15, actually. So they just got to buy time here.
He has to push then. He has to keep the push going. Mind Control will continue to fight. Where's that kick? Won't connect on anything. The tier 3 tower on bottom is dropping low, and here comes Miracle. Begins his TP. The stomp!
He's
only a fraction of a second too late to cancel the TP. Into the Dark Realm with the Dark Willow. Easily able to TP away as well.
Well, Fear does get his BKB off, but yeah, that's going to be a death. Kind of something EG had to do with that split pushing, but without a Blink Dagger, Pugna's just going to get killed as soon as Anti-Mage shows up. The only A way that wouldn't have gone bad is if Miracle makes a terrible mistake, Abyssal's right away, and somehow it gets BKB TP. But Fear ends up dying for a split push, and I guess not all bad for EG. They did a little bit more damage, but losing their Pugna is tough.
Well, GH, you can enjoy picking up an invis rune, getting tracked instantly, and then actually failing with the dust. But Misery will also have his own Observer Ward dewarded. He dropped that right on top of an Obs Sentry of the Radiant side.
Yeah, goodbye, little ward.
Now, they need that aggressive vision too. The mid ward's starting to time out, so is the aggressive one in the Radiant jungle. So EG are about to go very dark on the Radiant side of the map. All that extra information you were saying they needed, it's disappearing quickly.
Yeah, they're going to need it again soon, especially with Anti-Mage's kill potential right now. Very dangerous for them at the moment. Arteezy's still getting pretty farmed, and he's picked up a Blink Dagger, which will allow him to gap close easier to get kills. So when they do finally get these disables on Anti-Mage, something like a Blink Manta Omni Slash or Blink Manta Right Click could get him a kill on this important hero. But they've got to find the opportunities. Even still, their disables are not great. Shuriken Toss, Elder Titan Stomp. That's basically what they're dealing with here.
Well, bottom lane, there's your jump in. Miracle trying to go solo on Arteezy. Burn off most of his mana.
And he just blinks away. The cooldown is so low. A little scary for Arteezy, but it's part of the reason he farmed there aggressively.
They're coming in through the side, Batumba as well as Kuro that needs some extra high vision. And the Plague Ward will provide that. Nether Ward down for EG, trying to be defensive, trying to stop Batumba from just going ham. The Yule Scepter defensively from the Elder Titan. Just trying to break free of a lot of this. The Plague Wards, finally, they get through the Nether. Liquid ready to fight. The Gale will connect onto Samael. He already used his shield. He can use the second one now, but GH comes in for the kick as well as the silence, and they're into the back lines. Crit, the spill damage from Mana Void, really hurting Misery. Samael, well, they're just not targeting him. He can have all the borrowed time he wants, but now time is up. The kick from GH will hold him in position as Terrorize, even stopping the Juggernaut from really responding. He'll go down over towards Samael. Team Liquid just too good. Samael will deny himself and then buy back, because he knows the push is coming from Liquid right now.
And that's about the best that they can do in that team fight. They need to initiate and kill somebody right at the start, but it was Veno being aggressive. He pops BKB, and the EG just has to run at that point.
Mind control. He's got the stun borrowed times on cooldown for 10 more seconds. The kick is nice as well, but with the buyback from both now the Abaddon as well as the Juggernaut, Team Liquid have just claimed a huge economical victory. Even
the damage to the tower is not bad, so I think Liquid's sitting in a really good place right now. AC is almost done here. Just there was the initiation, Fear commits BKBs, constantly being slowed, and because of EG's position, Sumail's forced to run to the left. He just shielded himself, not able to remove Gale and get out of there. And the cool thing was, instantly, GH also silences Sumail, preventing his ultimate from being popped to defend his ally, and then it's just a chase down situation for Liquid here.
Also, I feel like GH was able to be controlled. It's that quick movement that comes from the blink into Abyssal Blade. There's just no way that EG can chain the very few stuns they have.
And it's going to get even worse as time goes on, because he's going to grab the Spell Shield, I assume, at 25. So he takes even less damage from magic, which just undermines this whole Elder Titan plus Pugna combo. It, in some ways, it's a guaranteed late game win for him, because that's two heroes that just don't threaten him at all.
Well, the panel sat there and said, it's like Animate is a situational pick. It appears this is a very good situation for him.
I mean, the early laning stage went awful, I think, but I feel like if this wasn't Miracle and Liquid, it would have been the game ending. But they've scrabbled back into it.
Gal goes onto Samael. He already had the shield up there. Should jump in again from Miracle. Look for that spill damage. So heavy. Crit to Cripify save from Fear. Bought him some time. GH is just right behind him. Rolling, bouldering up. They want that ET gone. He's underneath the shrine. Mind Control will breathe fire him down. Another Gal to connect onto Samael with Omni Slash. Mind Control. They're isolated. The blink count will actually be enough. No, not from the Juggernaut. Not enough damage. Even under the shrine. Evil Geniuses is losing the whole kit and caboodle. Miracle is still alive through all of this, and GG, well played. Team Liquid. It looked like it was going the way of EG in the early game, but Liquid hold strong, fight back, and take game one.
They had a great laning stage. They did what they needed to do to shut down Liquid's heroes, but those early to mid-game fights just went so tough.